On April 8th, at Salinas Valley State Prison, a 36-year-old convict was brutally executed in front of prison staff. What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today we're going to be talking about what I can probably say is the most brutal prison hit that I've ever seen. And this happened on April 8th. And I've been at a prison for almost a decade. How is it that me, a person out in the streets, a person that hasn't been in prison, in custody for almost 10 years, how am I seeing one of the most brutal executions I've ever seen in my life? Recently, a lawsuit was filed by the mother of Joseph Mendoza, the inmate who was taken out in the day room in Salinas Valley State Prison. I remember when this happened, I did a video on it. The family reached out to me and thanked me for being respectful. And now it was just released in the Sacramento Bee that the family has filed a lawsuit, rightfully so. In the lawsuit, in the article, it says that the lawsuit that was filed, it states that Joseph Mendoza, something had occurred, some issues, some items were confiscated, and that confiscation put him in a bad place on the yard within the group that he ran with. And because of that, Joseph asked for protective custody, and prison personnel denied him that request, left him on the yard. He knew what that meant. And sure enough, he goes out to the day room on April 8th, and it goes down. The article says that the incident was about a minute and a half long. And I can tell you, I watched part of it, and it felt like a whole lot longer than that just watching it. In my decades in prison, I've seen hits go down. I've seen people die. But I can say that the brutality in this hit, the fact that it looked like the knives weren't even able to go through the clothing easily. I mean, it was just, I think that was the part that stuck out to me the most, was the way the knives were struggling to go in. And so imagine me, somebody who's seen multiple hits. I mean, multiple hits. And I saw what happened in that day room, and I was like, damn, this is ugly. Imagine me saying that after seeing all that type of stuff happen. And now imagine Joseph's mother seeing that. Imagine if it was your child. Those of you that have seen that video, imagine if it was your own child, and somehow, some way, some reason that video was released. What was the purpose of releasing that? I think the CDC wants people to know how brutal California is, and they have an agenda. And they're willing to sacrifice people's sons in order to get that agenda accomplished. How the hell? Look, if you go onto a prison yard in California, as soon as you hit the yard, you're going to see a big sign that says no warning shots. As soon as you go into a building, you're going to see a big sign that says no warning shots. In every section, it says no warning shots. You had correctional officers stand by and watch this incident go down. I didn't see him spray any pepper spray. I didn't see him get in the frame of the video. The gunner didn't fire non-lethal rounds, let alone the Mini. The Mini 14, look, I know in the 90s, into the 2000s, they were going to shoot you. I remember for a while, New Folsom had a policy of if they're going to use the Mini, they shoot the victim because the victim's already in bad standings with his group and that group won't retaliate against staff. This is a cold-blooded thing, but they fired it. I remember seeing in New Folsom a guy get shot while he was kicking somebody. I was shot at for stomping somebody out. So I don't understand how this occurred. But the CDC is going to pay. For somebody in their custody to get caught up in something and ask to be protected and they deny him and throw him back in the cell. And then for this to happen, for them not to respond, for them to just stand by and wait for it to be over and then basically just pick him up and take him to the morgue. As horrible as that sounds, what I just said, that's the reality of what they did. Again, imagine if that was your son. Joseph's not an angel. Nobody is behind those walls. But he's still a human being. And the CDC used him as a pawn. The CDC, again, they have an agenda. And they're willing to sacrifice everyone to get things back to the way they used to be. And it's lawsuits like this, unfortunate lawsuits like this, that are going to punish the CDC. Doesn't bring Joseph back. I think he was shorter. He was short to the house. I believe he got 22 years. And he was on his 16th year if I added it up right. He was close to coming home. Close to being back with his mom and his family. And the CDC decided, well, let's just say officials at Salinas Valley State Prison decided, nah, you're all right. Go back in that cell. I would honestly be shocked if somebody from the CDC doesn't become a whistleblower behind this. But during my incarceration, I always saw correctional officers would come in, especially the new ones. They come in and they change. They start trying to be those that they are looking out for, are looking over, watching over, babysitting, whatever you want to call it. The CDC is treacherous, scandalous. This murder should have never happened. Those two men, those two individuals that took out Joseph, the CDC has a part in that. They left Joseph there. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and it's going to remain the facts, the truth, no matter what. Murder is senseless. No one will ever be able to make sense out of murder. You know, defending your home, defending your family, that's not murder. The California Department of Corrections, they have Joseph's blood all over them. Not just on their hands, all over them. I don't know what else to say. I know that Joseph's mother is going to get a huge settlement, and she would rather have her son back. F that money. But the CDC has to pay a price, because Joseph's family paid a hell of a price, and Joseph especially paid a hell of a price. I'm going to be following this case. I'll do more on it. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.